Hello, welcome to another video broadcast of Master Investors Company, coming to you live from a beautiful afternoon. Today's theme is going to be about the three personal cash flow patterns that exist when it comes down to building wealth. We must know this because in order to create passive income, we got to understand the financial statement and the cash flow flow of the income that we are getting, whether it's ordinary income, portfolio income, or passive income. And specifically here at Master Investor, we teach you how to build passive income because that's what gives freedom. Ultimate freedom comes from passive income, all right? But a lot of people don't know that there are three types of patterns, and so they get confused and they don't know how to build passive income because they don't know that they are working for ordinary income, or oftentimes there are becoming traders in the market and going in and out the marketplace to sell high for capital gains is portfolio income, and that type of income is not what we teach you to build here at Master Investor. So I would like to go over the three personal cash flow patterns, right? So we need to find out where we are today, right? So the income statement and the expenses, the assets and liabilities on the financial statement will tell the story behind the person's finances, right? Whether the person is leading to build wealth or whether the person is becoming more into bad debt and losing their sight of creating wealth and freedom for themselves, right? A lot of people only work for money their whole life and they never figure out how to get out of the rat race. So I'm going to leave a link below so that you can grab your financial statement, a copy of a blank financial statement that Master Investor created, so that we can pinpoint exactly where we are putting our money, right? Where are we, what are we paying, what type of liabilities we have, and how we can increase our cash flow so that we can take care of any bad debt or get rid of any liability. We can turn the liability into an asset. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that, but first we got to map out exactly where we are financially today. So you're going to need the financial statement, and it's a great habit to look at it every day so that you can start building your asset column, right? So the financial statement is literally composed of an income statement and a balance sheet. And the income statement, you'll find the income and the expenses, and the balance sheet, you'll find the assets and liabilities, right? So the person breaks free from the rat race when the assets cash flow or passive income produces more than their living expenses. That's when the person no longer has to work for money or submit themselves to a 40-hour job to earn the ordinary income, right? A lot of people, that's all they know how to do. We're gonna change that, shift it, because here at Master Investor, we teach you the business principles that work in all economies. Subscribe to this channel so that you can get the daily updates and videos that we have coming to you every single day, because our mission here is very simple. It's to elevate the financial well-being of all of our partners, right? So the cash flow pattern of the poor, and it goes like this, right? So in the income statement, the poor person has a job, and then they get paid every week or every 2 weeks or every 15 days, and that income goes into their income column and it flows down to the expenses, right? They have different expenses that they need to pay during the month, and usually they have no liabilities and no assets. In other words, all they do is to work and pay for their expenses, for the living expenses. So that is the bottom of the barrel, right? So a lot of people, about 90% of the people are in that position. So we gotta change that by knowing how to get out of the rat race through building cash flow and assets, or acquiring cash flow and assets. We're gonna show you how easy it is to start building your passive income here at Master Investor, right? We have mapped out a blueprint and different blueprints that we can use to create passive income. They're proven, legitimate strategies that helps the individual build that passive income, so you no longer have to work for money. Right here at Master Investor, the rule number one is that we make money work hard for us. We do not work for money. So That's number one. The cash flow, number two, the cash flow pattern of the middle class is a little different when you look at it on the financial statement. So it goes like this: they have a job, or they have maybe, self-employed. It could be self-employed people, a doctor or a dentist, right? And so they go to see their patients, they go to work every week, they bring the money, and it flows to their income column, and it goes from the income column to the liabilities. They have bad debt, they got student loans, they got a bunch of different things that is just drawing money out of them because they got into that debt, and they are now paying interest every single month for that. And that debt is not putting money in their pocket, they're paying that debt with their own money. So when we pay any debt with our own money, that is a bad debt, because good debt gets paid with somebody else's money. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by that, right? So when we get a loan and I put it into something to work for me, and that something brings me money back, that I can pay the loan back and still have some left for me, then that's good debt. We must know the difference between good debt and bad debt. So it's not so much about being paralyzed of debt, because actually debt is needed in order to create wealth. Very important. The ultra wealthy, we use debt because we obtain everything for free legally. And we pay zero in taxes on debt, because legally the government did not. The law states that debt is tax free. They cannot charge taxes on debt, right? So, and the interest, if it's good debt, gets paid by somebody else's efforts and time and so forth. If we're investing in a business, or we build the business, or we acquire an asset with that money, with that debt, and that business brings money back to us every day, every month, that exceeds the amount of the mortgage of that debt, then we are having good debt effect, right? And that's how we can tell the difference between good debt and bad debt. Good debt puts money in our pocket, makes us wealthier, right? The money's working for us, and then the debt is getting paid by itself from the efforts of the business that we acquire. Bad debt is the one that we grab and go buy a pair of shoes that we're paying for every single month, right? We're paying for that car every single month. We have to go to work. That is bad debt. We want to get out of bad debt by acquiring good debt. It's not so much about getting out of debt totally. No, it's actually getting into good debt so that we can offset the bad debt. All right. So the pattern of the middle class goes like this: they have a job. It goes into the income column on their income statement, and it flows down to the liability column on the balance sheet, and then from there it goes up to the expenses column and the income statement. You will see what I'm talking about when you download the free PDF that I built for you here at Master Investor, so that you can get on track to escape the rat race. If you're at the rat race, having a job, working for money, that's the rat race, right? If you like to get out of that, then download the PDF. And if you're already out of the rat race and you want to continue build your asset column, then download it too, because maybe you don't have a copy of that yet on piece of paper, right? So it goes like that. So it flows right to their expenses. From liability, it goes up to their expenses, and it comes out. So basically the middle class are working to pay the liabilities. Really, they don't have any assets. All they have is bad debt. So they get the income and they have to pay the liabilities, which ends up being an expense. So it flows income to the liability column, and it goes up to the expenses, right? It flows out. It never comes back to them. Now look at the difference between that and now the ultra wealthy's pattern, right? Cash flow pattern, which is when you look at the financial statement, their income comes from the asset column, from the balance sheet. So when you look at the financial statement, you're going to find the income statement and underneath the balance sheet, right? And that balance sheet has assets and liabilities. The income statement has income and expenses. And then the balance sheet has the assets and liabilities. So the ultra wealthy, what we do is acquire assets that put money into our pocket. And then from those assets, that income flows into our income statement. So we don't have a job because we do not work for money, remember. So we work to create passive income. Very important to understand. This is like the meat and potatoes of becoming wealthy and reaching financial freedom, right? You don't have to make millions of dollars, but you can reach financial freedom very quickly and feel very wealthy, right? And that's the whole point. Everybody is different. We don't want the same things. We don't desire the same luxury or everybody's different. So I suggest you take a look at your finances, see how much money you need a month, right, to live, and then start working to build that passive income on your asset column, right? It's the only way, by acquiring assets, by acquiring a website, or maybe creating a PDF book that now is being sold over and over again through Amazon and online, that is putting money in your pocket. We only did it once, and now it's being sold over and over again, right? And so that will create passive income because you're not working to earn that money. And I'm gonna also leave some instructions below so that you can start creating passive income right away. Follow the instructions because they are key to the person that needs to create that passive income today. And we can get going with that very fast and quickly. It does not need to take years or months to create passive income. We can do it very quickly. There are some students that and some people that take massive action with our knowledge that we're giving here at Master Investor, and they have tremendous success because they're taking action, right? So we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just have to take the ultra wealthy's mindset and the way they operate with money, so that we can leverage ourselves and do the same thing, right? The rules of money and the ultra wealthy rules are available for everybody. It's the way we think that makes a difference, right? The way we view money and the way we operate money and the way we raise money. Remember that the job number one of an entrepreneur is to raise capital, to raise money, and the number one skill is to sell. So as an investor, as an inside investor, as a master investor, right? Master investor is an inside investor. That's what we're doing here at Master Investors, to elevate the financial well-being of all of our partners, including you, the free partners that are lending here new on this channel, on this video. Welcome to the community. Subscribe to the channel. And our whole purpose to this video is so that you can elevate your cash flow, so you can become more wealthy by the knowledge and applying the knowledge. Knowledge is the new money, right? So that's it, right? Those three types of patterns that exist in the money game. We have the poor pattern, right? I'm going to go over them again so that you can have a little summary. So basically, the financial statement of the poor goes like this. They have a job, income goes into their income column, and it goes down to the expenses and out of their pocket. And they have nothing left. They have to repeat that. That's why it's called the rat race. Now, the middle class is the same thing, except that they have liabilities. They like to look rich, but they're not rich because they're working to pay for those liabilities themselves. So they might drive the Porsche, but they have to go to their office every month, every week, every day to see the patients. And then same thing as having a job. They just own a job. They just don't have a boss. They're their own boss, but they still have to show up to work. They cannot make money without themselves not being there. So how does a dentist or a doctor becomes more wealthy? Well, they have to create a medicine, that solves, thousands, millions of people's lives, right? And a disease, so that they don't have to be there to participate in helping the patients, right? They can just sell the medicine to them, and they can do that worldwide. So they become wealthier, and actually they get out of the rat race by serving more people. So yes, we create more wealth by actually being more generous. So the middle class goes, income comes in from their job or from their self-employed business, right, that they have, goes to the income column, and it goes down to the liability column, and it goes up to the expenses and out of their pocket. It never comes back again. Now the rich, the ultra wealthiest pattern, we build assets. So our financial statement looks, you look at the assets, and the income comes from the assets. We don't have a job. It literally comes from the assets. An asset could be a website, it could be a product, it could be something that is putting money on our pocket without us working. That's an asset, something that puts money into our pocket without us having to work, right? So that's what we do here at Master Investor. We focus on the ultra wealthy's cash flow pattern, and that's what we're going to teach you how to do. So the first thing you got to do is download the PDF, plug all your numbers in, find out the amount that takes you to live the way you live today, and we got to build assets so that can produce income, cash flow into the income column, right, to cover for those living expenses. Once that exceeds that amount, you are financially free. You no longer have to work to eat, to live, to pay the bills. And then from that point, we continue to build more wealth and therefore more freedom. So it's important that we stay tuned with the, with the rules of money, with the history. That's why we are bringing the business principles that work in all economies here. And to create wealth is not so much about dictating or predicting the market, if you will. It's actually being prepared for whichever market, because a true master investor, an inside investor, right? Someone that knows how to put a deal together, someone that knows the difference between an asset liability, good debt and bad debt, someone that can read a financial statement, right? That's an inside investor, that's a master investor, right? To raise money, someone that can put a business together and knows the 8 elements of a business. What are the 8 elements of a successful business? Mission, team, leadership, product, legal, communications, systems, and cash flow. Those are the 8 elements that we must have in a business when we're building a business, when we're going to acquire something. And when we are studying a business that we want to get into and an opportunity, we got to look at those 8 elements and figure out whether this opportunity is something that is going to sustain itself for a long term, short term. We got to figure that out before we get into anything, right? Because a financial vehicle is supposed to take us from point A to point B financially, right? We don't have to fall in love with the financial vehicle, but we do need to figure out how good it is, right? Where is it going to take us? So there you have it. And subscribe to the channel, share with the ones that you think this information will be valuable, and I'll see you on the next video. Leave me a comment, leave us a like, and make sure that you take massive action. I'm gonna leave the links below of the PDF so that you can download a financial statement for yourself for free. And also I'm gonna leave 3 links. You're gonna need to create free accounts in 2 stores, and on 3 different companies, but on these 2 stores, ClickBank and Digital Store 24, will allow you to pick any product that is already made for us. Somebody already made the product, the sales page and everything. All we gotta do is market it. All we gotta do is put an ad together and send hot traffic into that sales page. I'm gonna show you how to do that on the next video. But get those accounts, download the financial statement, plug your numbers in, and then get the free accounts made. And then choose a product. They have different categories. So if you like health, if you like yoga, whatever you like, you'll find a product that is being sold worldwide, and you can see the sales that are being made by other people promoting that same product. And all we gotta do is build an ad on Facebook and throw traffic to that sales page. We don't ever need to see the product. We don't need to talk to the customer. Once the customer lands on that page and buys over and over from that product, we get a commission, oftentimes 75%, which it could be $180. It depends on how much the product it is, right? It varies, and the amount varies depending on the product and the cost of it. So check out those 2 websites, they're free. And also the autoresponder, because once we start building an email list, an autoresponder is basically a database that we control, where we're going to collect all of the emails of the leads that we're sending to the sales pages. Why? Because if they don't buy the product right then and there, we have to follow up with them with a sequence of email campaigns catered to help them make a decision to buy. And statistics shows that it takes between 7 to 13 times, 12 times for a contact with the person, for that person to buy from us. So we're gonna show you how to swipe emails. We don't even have to write the emails. These emails are already made for us. So get the accounts below. The autoresponder, you get 1 month for free, but you get to try it out. And the autoresponder is one of the assets that you will have on your asset column, because it's where the money is. We're gonna have to collect emails every day and create different lists. So if we're selling health, if we're selling yoga, if we're selling meditation, if we're selling self-improvement, education, etc., right? We can build different lists so that we can have groups of people on those lists that we can send offers to them so that they can purchase. And imagine if you get 100 leads a day for the next years, you're gonna have a lot of leads and a lot of contacts on our email autoresponder that we can always sell back to. So it's all about building networks. Remember this, it's about getting into the right networks and acquiring contacts and putting value into them so that they can say, wow, I want to buy from them because I'm getting so much value for free that I truly believe in the product. I truly believe what they're saying. I love the offer. I'm going to buy because I'm familiar with the person. I know, I like, and I trust the source. So I hope you find this information valuable. Check us out on all platforms at Master Investor, and bringing you the good news and bad news of money from the headquarters here on a beautiful afternoon. I'll see you in the inside of our inner circle. Check out our blog at www.masterinvestor.education and get your digital course. If you need help getting started with your company, getting started with your brand, need help with with anything that you want to do to build passive income, we're here to help you. So please check us out, and if you find this information valuable, please leave us a comment and give us a like so that more people can see this amazing content. With that being said, I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.